won't hurt him. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Oh my goodness, he just made that. I cannot believe it.
I was thinking he might get it close. And just a great shot.
Now to the final hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. Frank, is this one of the toughest finishing holes in the sport?
It is, because the simple reason you've played 17 holes and the job isn't done yet.
Well, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the...
That ball is lost in the water. So this will be the third shot after taking the drop with the ball going in the water. Frank, this is one you don't practice, but sometimes you have to do it. Time for the drop.
Yeah, it should be the easiest shot in golf. You've just paid for it.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
No, it's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Now he just needs one final good swing here, the approach shot to the last.
That green's starting to look a little smaller than what it did earlier in the day.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. He'll be pleased with that. The approach shot is about 12 feet away.
It's at sneaky distance.
Oh, you hate to miss from that distance. Settles in over the putt. That is a double bogey. Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf, and it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Picking him up live now at the 10th. Been a steady performance so far early in this first round, but at some point, Frank, they need to take steady to spectacular.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Rich, and really sooner rather than later, that's for sure. But yeah, steady becomes boring if it stays on for too long.
Unfortunately, that ball is wet. Now on to his third shot after the last one went into the water. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Frank, just been a really sloppy hole to this point.
Whew, just a barrage of mistakes, really. And, well, the best he can do, really, with a good one is to get away with a bogey, and that's what he's got to think of.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
I don't think a tourniquet is going to work after that one.
Tough to watch. Frank, how about this hole, the par 5 11th? Long one.
Oh, it is. And, you know, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. The other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole a par 5 that you can't reach. You can still play it as a 3-shotter. And in some respects, you get rewarded for laying up here because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play. Second shot.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
All right, Frank, time to play a little pitch and putt right now. Good chance with a good shot here to make a 4.
Yeah, holes like this is where small ball can beat big ball.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
So with a make, moves to even par. Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with a 9 on, are you better with the wedge? Because that's the distance you want to hit it to. That's how you can be aggressive, even when you're laying up.
Well, it is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Superb shot.
That's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
And this would be nice. 2 straight birdies. Never quite had enough oomph on that.
Yeah, sort of a wishy-washy stroke. Even par, currently.
Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Clean this up with a tap. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. And now we're at the par 3 13th hole, 214 yards.
Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You've hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. Pretty good shot right there. Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live second round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Par 4 15th measuring in at 468 yards. See what they do now with this second shot at hole number 15. Frank, the beauty of the game, the changing conditions. You've played it all over the world, and you don't play it inside a dome, do you?
Yeah, anybody can play on a fine, still day, but what separates the good from the great is actually days like today. That's when that little extra attention to detail, the better strike, the better swing, is certainly going to pay dividends.
This is a good-looking shot. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, he might like this one. He might like... Oh, he's going to love it, Frank. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. Now the par 5 16th, dog leg, and it's at 600 yards, so a little bit of an advantage to the big bomber, Frank.
Yeah, they can almost take a big chunk out of this hole by going down the left side. If you can take that bunker out of play, and that's a big hit to get past that, then all of a sudden, you know, shortest point between two places is a straight line. You've really reduced this hole into something closer to 570 yards.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realized how important it was to have that foe. so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realize the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Good-looking shot right here. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie.
Just when you think you're going to make birdie, now have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Well, well, well. Here we are at the famous Alcatraz. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there. Well, here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long, water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's three groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Has his par. So 2 rounds in the books. Frank, that was fun.
It certainly was. It bodes well for the weekend. Saw a lot of good players that seem to actually have a good fit for this golf course. That bodes well for the next 36 holes.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today it's live third round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Frank, this is like a big water park here at PGA West. We saw it at the 6th, and here again at the 7th, a challenging par 4, 346 yards.
I've never, ever seen anyone try and drive this green. So it's just a layup. You see the bunker down there in the distance. That really is the stop sign. So something that's short of that, but really what I prefer is try and lay up on a nice number. Something that you've got a full shot in, whether that be a 9-iron or an 8-iron or a wedge. You'd like to have a full club in here.
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Hazard.
Maybe wet. Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
And he's made the green. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. He'll take par and move on. 555-yard par 5 8th hole. Frank, is this a 2-shotter or a 3-shotter?
Good question, Rich. It starts to shrink down by the walkway, which is around that 330-yard mark. That's the decision has to be made. Personally, I think you try it at first, because even if you do find a fairway bunker, then it is certainly a layup. If you've got the distance, it's well worth the risk.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
And it makes the green in regulation. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Frank, I'm sure it feels good to get some red numbers on the card, but this tournament is probably too far out of reach at this point.
Good question.
Frank, the par 4 ninth at 452 yards is all you want.
You could make 5 here every day just by poking it down the left side, but who wants to do that? Force your hand, try and go down the right side. You might make the odd 3, make a few more 4s, but miss it on the right, and that's where you start to make a big number.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Second shot from 160. Players still fighting the strong winds out there today. Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is gone.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Just a couple of feet. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Rich Lerner with Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We're at the Career Builder Challenge, early season action. Hole number 10 as we get going on the backside. And Frank, if you're hitting it low and left or you're hitting it high and right, you can make some big numbers out here. A lot of water.
Well, you certainly can, especially for those people that have to tee off the 10th, their first tee shot of the day. Somehow sneak it down the left side. 300 yards to get past all those bunkers down the right. I don't know if you want to do that with a cold start. But the further you can get down this hole, obviously that second shot becomes a little shorter, and you'd like to go in with a short club here. There's a wall, like, I don't know, like the Great Wall of China down that left side of this green.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Excellent shot to within 10 feet. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now at the long par 5 11th. They call it eternity with good reason. It is 617 yards. Frank, what's the game plan here?
Hit it as long as you can, hopefully only a couple of times, and you can get fairly close to this green. A little pitch up there, but even if you go for this green or try and get close, that's when you start to notice the water that comes in on the left side. So you can't just bash away. Might only be a couple of bunkers in play off the tee, but they have to be avoided.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Frank, what's involved here in the third shot now at the par 5 11?
Just really setting up a good angle for that third shot. This is when you lay up, it always pays just to check where the flag is. You want to sort of have a nice, comfortable look or angle to the flag.
That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That has to feel good. That's a birdie. Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with a 9-iron? Are you better with the wedge? Because that's the distance you want to hit it to. That's how you can be aggressive, even when you're laying up. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, what's the right play here? Second to the short 12th.
Short flags, obviously got to keep it on that front section. When you've got a back flag, you've got to get it over that little faint ridge that's in the middle of the screen. Got to go past that.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Not in the fairway, but not too bad, just in that first cut.
If you hit enough shots, every now and again, one's going to go in.
Crazy, crazy game. So through 3 rounds, just outside the top 10, what kind of a chance do you give a player who is sitting outside the first 10?
Yeah, it's slim. I certainly would not say none, though, Rich. We've countless times over the years seen someone post an early one in and watch the leaders crumble at the end. Good opportunity tomorrow. Put a good round on the board and then just sit back and wait. And then remember, there's also the chance of a playoff.
This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Today it's live final round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Par 4 15th measuring in at 468 yards. Good contact, good result.
Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Frank, for a long time, the stadium course at PGA West was thought to be too difficult for the professionals. How'd that happen?
It wasn't really unusual. A lot of Pete Dye courses, when they first came out, with the wooden bulkheads, so visually intimidating. It was such a departure from traditional golf design that players, they weren't very receptive to it. They thought it was too punishing, and yet now we look some 20, 30 years later, Pete Dye is going to go down with the Mackenzies, the Donald Rosses, the C.B. McDonalds as one of the most innovative and one of the great architects that actually changed the direction that the game's gone.
Back in the late 1980s, the Tour Pros actually refused to go back to the stadium course. They signed a petition to get it removed as one of the host courses, a ban that effectively ran until 2015. But now the Career Builder Challenge will return to the rotation in 2016.
Another good swing, another good approach shot.
Getting set now over the putt. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Now the par 5 16th, dog leg, and it's at 600 yards, so a little bit of an advantage to the big bomber, Frank.
Yeah, they can almost take a big chunk out of this hole by going down the left side. If you can take that bunker out of play, and that's a big hit to get past that, then all of a sudden, shortest point between two places is a straight line. You've really reduced this hole into something closer to 570 yards.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Well, hello there. That's an eagle.
Might be languishing in the middle of the pack, but at least celebrate that.
Well, let's see, Frank. The par 3 17th, just 168 yards. You can't miss it right. Can't miss it left. Can't miss it short. You can't miss it long. Good luck. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3. Second shot.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. 8-foot putt here. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Couple shots over par. One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the 3 bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. But because they're perfectly situated, it's gone for a little extra. Can a ball explode?
That is big. I mean, really big. Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. This won't hurt him, Frank.
No, just a little left of the flag. That's fine.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Pretty good stroke right there, just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
That'll put a wrap on our final round coverage for all of us at EA Sports. I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time. Well, here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long, water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's 3 groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with.